myself. My name is Ather Javed Soofi. I am the sub-editor for Daily Jang and Daily Awam Pakistan, and also the president of Pakistan Film
Oh,
and
hi.
TV Journalists Association. And first of
I
all,
see. Okay.
thank you very much for taking our time. I know you're very busy these days because of promotions and everything, and I really appreciate your time. And since this interview would be published for the biggest, largest newspaper for Pakistan, which is the Jang group of
That's
newspaper, and your interview will be published for record purposes in Daily Jang, the Daily News, and the Daily Awam Karachi. Okay?
yeah, great. Lovely.
Sure. The first thing first, I've seen the promos. They look remarkably amazing. But being the director, what would you recommend the audience around the world to anticipate from the Dawn 2?
I think the biggest thing to look forward to is, I think Shah Rukh back in the role of Don, and the way he's performed it, and the story of the film, which is full of intrigue and full of thrills. And then, of course, there is the amazing action that has been done in this film, and there's a lot more action in this one than there was in the first. So to look out for some amazing action in the film.
Sure. And see that you are one of the writers as well. How do you think you justified what your dad did in the first one?
I don't know. I mean, it's difficult to be so self-analytical about your own work, But to me, the fact that the film was a successful film in itself, I think speaks about the fact that the audiences liked it and they enjoyed watching it, which is why it was a success. So to me, that's all that really matters, as far as that's concerned.
That's great. We read somewhere that you guys have shot a sequence of the movie in a prison house located in Malaysia. How was the experience?
That's right. It was interesting to say the least. We had to follow as film people, when you go to shoot at a place, you're pretty much in control of your surroundings and your environment, and you shoot when you're ready to shoot. But when you're shooting in a situation where you've been told that you can only work certain hours, there's a lot of rules and regulations that you have to follow, so it becomes a little bit restrictive. And at one point, all of us felt like, whether we're actually shooting a film or are we inmates ourselves. But again, they were extremely helpful, and the fact that they gave us permission to shoot in a prison to start with, I think was truly incredible, and was very generous of them to have offered that to us. And when you see it now on the film, that's the kind of thing that it cannot be replicated on a set at all. It had to be the real thing. So I'm very grateful to the authorities who allowed us to go in there and shoot.
It's great. Any incident that you would like to share?
No, not really. To me, just it is. You realize how different that existence is, and it really does. Not that any of us had thoughts of committing any crime before we went in there, but once you go in there, you're absolutely sure that you never ever will commit a crime. This is going to be the eventuality.
That's true. I believe so. Do you think the chase will continue to Dawn 3?
It would depend. I think at this point it's not crucial to start thinking about what's going to happen next. I think right now what's crucial is to focus on the film at hand, and also as and when if something interesting does come along or a story does happen, then I'm more than happy to do it. But it's not something I'm thinking about right now. Right now my focus only really is on this one.
Okay. It's more of a request. Can it be possible that you and Shah Rukh have an audio or video press conference with the Pakistani electric and print media before the release or after the release of Dawn 2?
I don't see it as a problem at all, but I'm not really the best person to coordinate this for you.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll probably have to speak to the people who you were in touch with earlier, maybe Image Smith.
Okay.
Or whoever it was that you were coordinating with. I think if you put your request in with them,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it'll be possible to do.
That would be great, something. But my question next is that since the Indian films are very much famous and applauded in Pakistan, do you think doing a co-production with Pakistan would help strengthen this podness?
I think, cultural exchange, like as in sporting exchange, I think has the ability to create bridges and to create ties that can be lasting. So to me, whether it's music, whether it's film, we have a lot of joint productions going on the music front. There's many things of artists from both the countries, collaborating constantly, to create music. But somehow that doesn't happen in film. And I think it may be possible, hopefully. I mean, we have some actors now from Pakistan who are here and who are doing some very good work, and hopefully as this gets more involved, we can look forward to doing some co-productions. And I definitely feel that would help create ties and strengthen ties for sure.
Do you think you would be able to initiate anything on this front?
Will I be able to initiate something? It would depend on what film I'm making, and it would depend on whether it requires a co-production or not. But I mean, if it's a film that I feel needs to be a co-production, and if it needs to be a co-production with a Pakistani co-production, then I mean, I would not hesitate at all to do it.
Okay. My next question would be, I heard the movie has a biggest budget so far. Can you tell us what's the budget for this movie so far?
I actually am not the best person to ask this question to, because that's really not my department. But I can say one thing, that it definitely is not the biggest budget movie ever made. That it's not.
Okay.
And as far as what the budget is, I guess probably if you can speak again, like I said, if you speak to the people from our marketing team, they could maybe help you out with that.
But as a director, are you expecting it to beat the box office collections for Bodyguard and Three Idiots?
I'm really not trying to get involved too much into thinking about numbers at this point. I think that's really not the criteria of the success of the film. I think right now what's important is that people go in and they enjoy the film. How much they enjoy it, how many people enjoy it, remains to be seen. But the focus for me right now is just making sure that people enjoy the film. And the minute we start thinking about numbers and get into, I mean, films are not about competition. You're not having a race with anyone.
Yeah.
That's not what films are. You're here to express yourself artistically, and as long as people appreciate that to whatever extent they do, I'm very, very happy with, because the film is going to have a life of its own once it's out there. There's nothing I can do once it releases.
That's great. Well, I read somewhere that you would like to work with Salman Khan. Is there any consideration on project going on right now?
No, currently there isn't, but it was a question that somebody did ask me at a press conference if I would like to work with him, and of course I would. I mean, he's a very, very talented actor, and I would love to work with him. But I mean, of course, it has to be the right project, and it has to be something that he will also be agreeable to want to do, not just me. So it would depend. But as far as the willingness to do it, I mean, I'm more than happy to work with him.
So what's next for Farhan Akhtar?
The film that I'm doing next after Dawn releases is the film that's being directed by Rakesh Mehra. It's called Bhag Milkha Bhag, which is based on the legendary athlete Milkha Singh. So that is the film that I'll be doing next.
What about as a director?
As a director, remains to be seen. I mean, right now, like I said, my focus is on this. And once this is done, and once I have some time to start thinking about what's next as a director, then I'll take a call. So right now I haven't decided.
Well, you being one of those talented actors and directors who are also in music as well, are you initiating any front on that?
No, not really. I mean, to me, music really is, it's something that I do enjoy listening to, and I do, of course, I do enjoy playing guitar and stuff, but it's not something that I really consider as my as a part of my greatest passion of profession. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, whenever I've sung in a film, it really is to support my performance in the movie, as opposed to launch myself as a playback singer. I have no such delusions. So as long as it works for me when I'm doing it in the film and it's supporting my performance and helping my performance, to me that is all that matters. So like I said, I do enjoy music, and
but I'm sure you cannot deny the fact that your song from Rock On was very much praised by all of the people around.
No, absolutely. No, it's not that. I mean, I had a wonderful time doing that album. and I'm really glad that it worked the way it did. But again, Rock On was a very, very specific film, and the singing in it was done for a very, very specific reason. So as long as that is needed, if that is needed in a film from me as a character, like I sang in Señorita, for example, it worked really nicely with the song, it worked nicely with the mood, and it made that whole situation very believable. So as long as that the criteria of the scene or the situation of the song demands for me to sing, I'm more than happy to do it. But to me, it's something that I would do to support my performance as an actor. I won't do it because I want to sing.
Okay.
I want to be a singer.
Okay. Have you any plans for coming to Pakistan?
Sorry?
Do you have any plans for coming to Pakistan or visit Pakistan?
At this moment, no. At this moment, no. At this moment, I don't. But again, I mean, it's hugely possible that in the near future I may pay a visit.
Is there any specific thing that you want us to publish in the Pakistani newspapers regarding Dawn Chew that you would think that it will help strengthen the movie to support?
I don't know. Whatever. It's strange for me to say what I would like you to what I would like you to write. But I mean, I just think it's to me it's I mean, if at all anything, I just feel that if people who enjoy watching action movies and enjoy watching classic, Bollywood fare, and action-oriented, entertaining movies, I mean, this really is a very interesting, larger-than-life character who's coming your way. So just go in there, have a nice time, have fun. There's a lot of thrills in it. There's a lot of entertainment in it. So I'm sure you'll have a good time.
Yeah. Okay. Any message for the fans in Pakistan?
Nothing. Just, I mean, like I've always said, I mean, truly for me, I've heard it from many people, from Pakistan, and I have a lot of friends from there as well who have always commented on my work and have always supported me, really from the time of Dil Chahta Hai all the way till now. And I'm really, really grateful for it. I think, the kind of support I've received from people there is quite special and quite amazing. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Farhan, for taking our time again. I know we are being very busy, and it's very kind of you to come out and say something like that for us. And I would like to special thank Reliance and Mr. Dharia for arranging this opportunity. And any last words that you want to say?
No, just thank you for this conversation.
But one thing you would need to do, you would need to say salam to your father, Mr. Javed Akhtar.
I need to say salam to my father.
Yes.
मैं उनको phone करके salam कर दूँगा.
From our side, from people from Pakistan, because we loved his work and everything. And
yeah, of course I do. I mean, it's. But I feel very awkward. Please understand. I mean, like to be talking to my father almost in third person seems a little strange. but so I think we'll let that be.
Because I worked with your father in Aman Ki Asha, that was done from Pakistan, and it was great honor to meet him. So it was a great honor.
Yes, absolutely. He's a very, very special person.
He is. Thank you so much again. Really appreciate.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
All right. You're most welcome.